Should you wrap items as soon as you list them or as you're listing them? Because if you do, you're going to have the box size perfect and you're going to have the weight perfect. You'll never have to adjust or lose money on shipping again. I strongly disapprove of doing that for 2 or 3 reasons. The primary one may not be the one that seems the most obvious, but I think you'll hear it and go, that makes sense. I've heard lots of reasons why you should not wrap items when you list them. I think a lot of people actually do that. The number one problem with doing it is you will get questions from buyers that you don't know the answer to unless you look at the actual item. All that time you spend wrapping something, you're going to have to take it apart and look at the item to answer the question, or else you just ignore buyers' questions, and that doesn't look good to eBay. eBay wants us to quickly answer buyers' questions. They take that into consideration whenever they're giving us search engine love. How responsive are we to buyers on all levels for all things? So we have a selfish reason to answer questions accurately and quickly. We owe it to people who might want to give us a bunch of money. I mean, it's not like buyers are problems. It's like they want to give us a bunch of money. So why don't we treat them the way we want to be treated? I think most people in this group would treat them the way they want to be treated. But at the same time, there's really a good selfish reason to serving our customers as well as we can. It's because we want their money. That's the ultimate reason. We know free markets are all about serving others to the best of our abilities and to the best of their desires. That's what free market is. Us serving someone as well as we can so that they give us a bunch of money. That's the only situation that works. That's the only situation that produces perfect pricing. It's the only situation where good sellers go to the top and bad sellers go out of business. That's the only way whenever that is perfectly adhered to. So we want to respond to users' questions, and that means we need to be able to look at items real fast. So if we wrap them up, now I know not every item gets questions. Let's say only 2% of our items ever get follow-up questions that we'd have to look at the item for. But how many items do you sell in a month or two? I mean, 100, 50? You've wrapped 50 boxes, and if you get 2%, one of them you have to unwrap every month and then wrap it back up. And that wastes time. You're going to have to wrap them anyway. I realize that. But number 2 reason is they don't fit on our shelves as well. I get about 100 items per set of shelves. So one shelf that might be 4 or 5 shelves high, 5 flat shelves high, I get about 100 items on each shelf. And if I were to wrap everything for shipping, there's no way I could get 35 on each shelf. I mean, some of them wouldn't even fit between. It just wouldn't work. And the last seems to be, I think, the most obvious reason, and that is if someone buys 2 or 3 things from you, you want to give them discounted shipping. You want discounted shipping. You want to be able to mail everything in one box or one package or 3 shirts in one poly bag, whatever. So if you pre-wrap things for shipping, you can't do that. Along those same lines, I want you to assume that everything that you do is wrong, or maybe everything you will do will be incorrect. I want you to assume that everything you will do in the future will be incorrect, and you put controls in place to protect yourself from yourself. Okay? We all make mistakes. We all get in a hurry. Even when we've done something 1,000 times, we make mistakes. And when people want to give us money, that's a bad time to make mistakes. We want to put controls in place so that we make as few mistakes as possible. Okay, I recently listed some Ralph Lauren types of shorts, black shorts, and I put them in a poly bag. These are really ready to mail, except they need to be in an outer poly mailer or box. I'd certainly mail this pair of shorts in a poly mailer and save shipping, but because the weight will be a lot less than a box. I had taken off all of the lint and everything so I could take good photos, but these black shorts draw lint and they're going to get something on them in my inventory bin, whether it's dusty or not. It's just over time, I'm going to have to clean them again. So when they were at their cleanest, which they are whenever I take photos, that's when I want them straight into a poly bag. I sealed this poly bag, and there might be someone who has a question. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to open up the poly bag. That's a hassle. Take it out, answer the question. But I don't poly bag everything. It's just this made sense to poly bag it, and it's basically ready for almost ready for shipping. But if I have to answer a question, it's not that big of a deal, and the shorts are clean that way. They stay safe. And worst case, I wouldn't even open the bag. I'd probably cut it open and pull out the shorts and answer the question and then put them back in and then just just tape the poly bag. It's probably what I'd do. I might grab another poly bag. It's not like I'm worried about the cost. I just worry about the speed. I want to do it fast. Cut it open, put them back in, tape it, I'm done. Because the buyer won't care. But I also put a label on them, the same Dymo label that I used to use for F&SKU labels. Remember those days, some of us? F&SKU labels. I use my Dymo label now for eBay items. And I put a short description of the item and also the item number on items like this that are generic to me. Just about any clothing item or pair of shoes. If I have 6 pair of shoes that are very similar, I may or may not bag shoes, but I am going to drop a label. Maybe I won't peel it off the back, but I'm going to drop a label into each pair of shoes that has the shoe size, the name, and also the item number. So that, here's the way my universe works. Whenever I sell one of those 6 pairs of shoes, I'm going to go to those shoes and grab the wrong pair every time. So I am going to assume that I will do that from the start. And so I drop a label in each one. Even better, drop the same label, print the same label twice for shoes and drop them in each shoe. Otherwise, you're going to get one shoe from one size and one shoe of another size, something like that. Now, if there is a strong case to be made that you wouldn't put like items together, and I try not to do that. So if the next bin available for an item such as this, whenever I go to it, if I see something kind of similar to this, I don't spend a lot of time doing this because I've got it labeled. But if I see a poly-bagged clothing item of some kind, I am going to change where I store this bag because I will invariably see, okay, that's the correct label, that's the correct item number, and when I reach into it, invariably I'm going to grab the other one. It's just the way the universe works for me. And so I won't even put 2 items that look alike close to each other in my inventory. Just a suggestion. That seems like a lot of time waste to do that, but it's a lot, number one, it's a lot more of a time waste to send the wrong item and a lot bigger consequences. And number 2, it's not a big deal. I just kind of glance. If I don't, even if there are 4 pairs of these that I don't see in that bin, fine. I'm not going to look very long, but I'm just going to glance and see if there's anything that kind of looks like what I'm adding to any bin, no matter what item I'm adding. Whether it's a boxed toy, a Lego set, little Friends Lego sets, the ones that are smaller. If I have 5 of those to sell, those are going in 5 different inventory bins. I don't want them together because I'm going to grab the wrong one. I will, or I assume that I will, and I guard against it. I want you to start thinking like this. Putting controls in place like this will dramatically lower your mistakes. I didn't have to seal this, so that's another option. I could still put it in a bag and not seal it, and that way if I have to take it out, I don't have to open and slit the bag. That's probably a better thing to do. I go ahead and seal them up, but probably it would have been better to not seal it, but I did. Not a big deal. So assume everything that you do is wrong. If you sell bundles of things, if you sell toothpaste, and you sell onesies, and you sell 2-packs, and you sell 3-packs, all 3 different prices, do not put your ones and your 2-packs and your 3-packs in the same inventory box. Don't do that, or inventory bin. Put your onesies in one bin, put your 2-packs in another bin, and put your 3-packs in another bin. Don't put them together. You're going to look in the bin after selling a 2-pack, and if there are 3-packs and onesies in there, you're going to say, there's the 2-pack, and when you reach in, you're going to grab a 3-pack. I mean, you just will. You will. Or maybe you won't, but you should assume that you will. You should assume that so that you don't make that mistake. So put your 1s, 2-packs, and 3-packs in 3 different bins. Now, poly bag your 2-packs. You don't have to seal them if you don't want to. I don't think it really hurts to seal them. Things like 2-packs of toothpaste. But put them in the poly bags that they're going to be shipped in. Put the 3-packs in whatever poly bag, because it's good to poly bag toothpaste and things like that. Put them in a poly bag. Even if you don't have to poly bag, if you sell a 2-pack of a Lego set or a Lego, I don't know, accessory of some kind, poly bag them. I know we normally poly bag clothing and food items and bathroom items, things like that, health and beauty items, but poly bag anything that goes together, even if you use a giant poly or put it in a sack. Whatever you do, make sure you've got 2-packs in a bag by themselves. Don't put 10 toothpaste boxes in an inventory bin, and that inventory bin is your bin for 5 2-packs. Did that make sense? So you're selling onesies, you're selling 5 different 2-pack. You're selling 5, quantity of 5 available in your inventory. You've got 5 2-packs available. Don't put 10 loose boxes of toothpaste in the bin for your 2-packs. If you do, you're going to find, okay, I'm in shelf number 47, bin number 47-A. 47A. So you go down there and you see 10 tubes of toothpaste and go, great, I found them. And you grab one and you ship it and you sold a 2-pack. It's going to happen. Just tell him, especially if you've sold a lot of onesies that week. You're just going to do it. So all of those 2-packs, put in baggies. You don't have to seal them. Put them in baggies. So when you grab toothpaste, you're going to grab the correct 2-pack out of that bin. And there won't be 3-packs and onesies in that bin. You've just guarded against a hugely common mistake that eBayers make whenever they are fulfilling orders. And that is just grabbing the wrong things that make sense. They seem to make sense to your sort of subconscious mind that's working on autopilot whenever you do these things. That subconscious mind, you're going to allow little critical errors to creep in. But you can't do that if you've put these types of controls in place. The little errors can't creep in. If I have all my toothpaste 2-packs and that's all I have, and I don't have any 3-packs or onesies in that same inventory bin, and they're poly-bagged 2 to a bag, I am not going to grab a onesie and I'm not going to grab a 3-pack. It's not going to happen. I'm only going to grab a 2-pack of toothpaste, no matter whether I'm thinking about it or not. So that's what you should do too. Remember, don't do your very best. I'd really work hard against that. I need you to start doing my very best.